Alright, what's up, Dragon Brood? I just want to do a quick video talk about 3 things I'm actually hoping we get out of Wilds of Eldraine. Mostly because there's a lot of speculation, and I don't think we really know what we're going to get, but if I had a wish list, here are my 3 things. The first is that I'd like to have more theme decks that matter, creature theme decks particularly, because I feel like that's something we've been lacking a little bit, though we did just get a bunch of Phyrexians, and we'll talk about that in a second. But really, in the past, we know we had like fairies were a thing before, and that was kind of cool in Eldraine, and we haven't really had that for a minute. But what if we go ahead and really just push on knights? Part of the reason is we have a bunch of knights that already exist. We have Adeline Resplendent Cathar, which is actually pretty cool. We also have Ayara's Oathsworn, which could actually be a real major player in those decks. Knight Errant of Eros, that's a great card. That happens to also be a knight. Oh, Marshal of Zhalfir, that's another good one, though previously blue didn't really have knights in Eldraine, so hopefully that's changed. Oh, and because we're not going to rotate this time, we actually have stuff like Sunrise Cavalier that's going to hang out for a bit too. And even weird cards like Tori D'Avenant, which actually could maybe matter if Red-White Knights is a thing. But another interesting thing to note is we actually have 2 invasions, or battles I guess, that actually care about knights. So these could easily fit into those decks if those are a thing. You're talking about just 1 or 2 things that pump knights or give you protections from your creatures dying, or you know, maybe you couple this with some type of discard or something to protect yourselves. If you're playing blue, you go ahead and just play some counters, and this becomes a pretty formidable deck. Like, we're this close. We just need like 2 or 3 good ones. So come on, Eldraine, deliver. And previously when we were in Eldraine, knights were really close. Like, they were actually like tier 2 competitive. So if they're even that or more, you probably will see a lot of those on the ladder on Arena, and people are always happier when theme decks are a thing. The next thing I want to see out of the set is, what were the effects of Phyrexia, right? Like, we knew this whole Phyrexian invasion happened and they went to every plane. Well, what's the leftover remnants, right? We know this is going to be kind of like dealing with the outer darkness of Eldraine, I guess, instead of being in like, I don't know, the core parts of the kingdom or something. So maybe all the creepy stuff just still left over outside of the thing are causing problems. Like, I have no idea. But it would be kind of sad if for the next 2 or 3 years, after going through that big thing and all these different planes being invaded, that we didn't actually have the effects left over from the Phyrexians, because then it'd be kind of like it sort of never happened and we just pushed it all back. So I'm hoping that really matters for something other than just some backstory purpose. I hope we actually get to see it on some cards, so that feels like it could be a lot of fun. Now, what does that look like? I don't know. Maybe some characters we've seen before are damaged. Maybe they're corrupted in some way. Maybe some creature types or something linger. Like, I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud, but I think it'd be kind of cool if that at least mattered. Okay, and on this third one, y'all are going to have to hang with me a little bit for a second. Now, just hear me out, because this one's a little weird. But if Eldraine's all about storybooks, right? And we've done different things, and we saw already they mentioned like a 3 blind mice thing or something. So we know this is kind of a thing. What if, since we're doing the creepy stuff on the outer fringes, we do cryptids? Right now, hear me out. Like, we could do like a Bigfoot. There could be a Loch Ness Monster. I don't know, maybe a Mothman variant. You know, there's a lot of things we could do. Hell, even blue could have something like Megalodon, or whatever the equivalent giant big fish that swims around Eldraine is. I have no idea. But I'm just saying, we've done kind of a lot of the lighter things that we recognize, right? So what if we went to some of the darker stories? And for most of those stories, the things that connect to those, or at least that are creepy or odd or unknown, happen to fall under the range of cryptids. So I think that could be kind of cool. Does a Bigfoot card do anything relevant? Is it black or is it green? I don't know. That's somebody else's job to figure out. But I think it'd be really cool if we had those in the game, and particularly in Eldraine, because that's probably the only place they make sense to put them. So yeah, there you go. That's my crazy 3 things I actually hope we get from the set. But what are your 3 things? Because I have no doubt y'all are going to have some other crazy ones yourselves. Also, if you're thinking of getting into Arena, check out this video. It'll help you get started.